All right, well, national champion Ridge Lovett. How does that sound? Has it sunk in yet?
Yeah, it's definitely sunk in a little bit, and it's awesome. It's a little bit of a surreal feeling, but being back in Lincoln, getting to go to TT today, everyone coming up giving me high fives, it was cool.
For those wondering, TT's training table, right?
Yep, training table.
You think about where you were this time a year ago, and I know you were disappointed. How did that fuel you? How did that set you up for what you were able to do this year?
It just kind of showed me that there's still more to work on, right? Like you can always get better, even when you feel like you're almost at the top or at the top of your game. There's always little things that you can do better, and just really allowed me to focus on those things this year and get better and get the job done.
It just looked like you just had this huge sense of relief. You always have fun, but you could just see like a huge weight lifted off the shoulders. What was the feeling like immediately after they raised your hand?
There definitely was some relief. It was like I finally got it done. After being in the finals before, losing in the semis last year, being able to finally get over that hump and get the job done felt really good.
You win it 1-0. Take us just through the championship match and how you were able to hold on and pull out the win.
Yeah, so it was pretty much the same as my Big Ten finals match, but Coach Snyder told me, he was like, hey, when we were warming up before the final started, when me and Brock were going, he was like, hey, you I need your word that you're going to go forward the whole time. Like, when you're going forward, when you're wrestling the way you wrestle, nobody can take you down. No one, like, you're good. He was like, so when in this match, you're going to be winning, and you go forward. Don't go backwards. That's when you get stung. Go forward, march them down, walk them down, and go get your hand raised. And I was like, yeah, damn right, baby. Let's do it.
Man, I can't imagine just the amount of pressure that you've dealt with over the last couple of years. I mean, you've been the favorite and you've had the target on your back. What was that like, managing that and everybody kind of pointing to you as being one of the favorites and then actually being able to get it done?
It was cool. I try not to think about that stuff too much, just kind of try to keep all the outside things out. But I don't know. It was fun. It was definitely fun having everybody coming after me, and just the crowd, like away crowds were always against me. They always want their guy to win, obviously, but it was cool. It was cool to finally get it done.
Yeah, that's awesome. How about the team's mindset going into it? It just seemed like there was just a different level of belief of, knowing what you guys could do if you put it all together. What kind of mission was this team on overall together?
Yeah, well, we wanted the win. Obviously, we wanted the win, but we truly believed that we could have came home with first place team trophy. Penn State wrestled a really good tournament. They're a tough team, but our guys had faith in our coaches and ourselves and God, and we knew that if we went out there and did our jobs, everything would work out.
What I thought was really cool about Nebraska is that when you guys were coming off, I mean, the whole team was there waiting for you right there on the floor, and you could just tell how happy everybody was for each other. What is that like when you have that kind of camaraderie? Because it can be such an individual sport, but when you guys were all together like that.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite part, because I've been in that situation where you didn't accomplish what you wanted to, but my teammates were there for me. Like, I see the pictures of Van D screaming when I'm coming off the mat, and it's just like they just make me smile every time I look at them, just knowing that my boys have my back like that and how happy they were for me. Even though they didn't accomplish ultimately what they wanted, just seeing how happy they were for me, that I finally got accomplished one of my dreams, it was awesome.
Okay, so you get the win, then you get to take in Antrell Taylor winning. What was that like? What were your emotions going through watching your teammate win back-to-back?
Yeah, so I didn't get to see the first part of the match. Like, I didn't see the first takedown because I was in the back doing interviews and stuff. But DP was in there, and he was sitting there talking to me. He was like, he's got a takedown. He's got 3. I was like, okay, vet. I kind of peek on like a TV in the back. I was kind of trying to, like, everyone's asking me questions. I was like looking over, trying to see what the score was and stuff. But it was awesome. As soon as I went out there, the match was almost over. I ran over there, jumped up on the mat, gave him a hug, and then I was late getting back to the podium. But it was the same thing as my teammates before with me. I was like, he just did it. My boy did it. Like, we're practice partners. I work out with him and Brock, and just getting to see those guys do so well was awesome.
I mean, you could check off the list. You and Brock at the Big Tens and the finishes as a team, and then the 8 All-Americans and the 2 national champions. Just the things that you look at the history that hadn't been done in Husker Wrestling in so long. What was it about this group that you guys were able to kind of do some things that hadn't been done here in a long time, or if ever?
Yeah, a big part of it is culture and buy-in. Like last summer after nationals, we've never had as many guys in the room through the entire summer as we did last year. And Trelly was one of them. Coach Manning had to kick Trelly out of the room because he was like, you need to take a break, dude. Like, you need to go, like, rest, like, get back to 100%. Like, you're in here every single day. And, you know, there was a bunch of guys in there doing that. And the culture on the team, there was a little bit of a culture shift. And we believed that we were the best. Like, me and Caleb were talking about it all the time. I would tell everyone before they go wrestle, like, hey, like, you're the best, bro. Go out there and show why you wrestle for Nebraska. Go show why you're on this team. And, you know, it really worked out.
How about the support? You've experienced it when you were the national runner-up a couple years ago. You kind of set the social media and Husker Nation on fire. Everybody was paying attention to it. But getting to see the reaction for you and your teammates and the welcome when you got here, what was all that like to experience all of that?
Yeah, it is cool. You know, I've been here for a while. I know a lot of the fans, but getting to meet some new people this past weekend and just nationwide love for the Huskers. It was so awesome. I don't even really know how to put it into words. I was grateful.
The rare percentage of people that actually get to leave their careers on top, it just doesn't really happen that often. How does it feel that you get to leave this place a winner and the last match that you wrestled as a Husker was a national championship?
It was awesome. I was talking to Caleb Smith about it because he was having a tough weight cut and he was kind of, you know, ho-hum when you're doing the weight cut stuff. But I was like, hey, you got one match left, bro. I was like, I got one match left, and you bet your ass I'm not losing. I was like, so you make sure you go get that done. He was, you're right. Go be amazing.
What has it meant to you to be a Husker, to wear this uniform?
It's been awesome. It's been a privilege. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunities that I've had here. You know, I was saying it at NCAAs in those interviews, but 2 days after I graduated high school, I was on a plane coming out here. So it's, you know, this has kind of been my home for the past 6 years, and finally getting to get this done for my coaches, for my family, for all the fans, it's cool.
You certainly left your mark, but how excited are you for the future? And there's a lot of guys coming back that are capable of doing just what you just did. How excited are you about, you know, again, the continued trajectory of this program?
I'm super excited about it. I think that I was a big part in helping get us to where we are right now, and I hope to continue being a part of that and keep pushing boundaries and breaking records.
Awesome. Great stuff. Congratulations. This has been a pleasure covering your career. And, what an exciting moment. So thank you for your time. Thanks for all the time over the last few years.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, here with national champion and Antrell Taylor. Have you gotten used to that yet? How does that sound?
It's got a nice ring to it. I love it, but I have not honestly got used to it yet. But it's starting to settle in for sure these past few days. So
I was going to say, describe the past 72, 48 hours.
Not a whole lot of sleep. I've just been looking at all the people posting about me, and I think I see a new thing every hour. It's insane because I don't look at myself as like a legend. And people were saying I'm a Husker legend. It's just crazy.
And a Nebraska legend at that. You know, like you're a hometown Husker, first Nebraska kid to win a title for this program since 2000. How special is that for you? I mean, they posted photos of you when you were a little kid wearing Nebraska gear.
That picture right there shows volumes. It means the world to me that I got this trophy in my hands, and I just can't say how grateful I am for it.
Well, take me through your 3 days. What went into your national title run?
I would just say a lot of consistent wrestling, just staying focused that whole 7 minutes and just fighting through every single position, not giving anything up easy. I think James had posted on Twitter I gave up 0 takedowns, so defense wins championships, like everybody says, so it absolutely does. So
get this guy a black shirt, right?
Yeah, come on, I'll run some punt returns back.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, going into it, you could tell your teammates had a lot of belief in you. Coach Manning was really excited about your potential. When did you believe that, okay, I could be a national champion?
I would say my belief, like halfway through last season, when I was wrestling 165, I had got like my first top 10 win. I was like, dang, I'm really in this. I can wrestle with anybody in the country. And now, fast forward to this season, I just think that confidence just kept building. Then finally, I just got the national title, you know. I'm very grateful. That's all I can keep saying. I'm grateful, man.
You know, just the whole weekend, I mean, it started in Big Tens. Everybody was talking about Nebraska wrestling, and then you guys carried it over to the NCAA Championships. How aggressive were you guys from the start? How much did you guys believe what you could potentially do as a team?
Yeah, we've always had that belief. I think that's what helped us go so far through that tournament, just the fight, the grit. We put in that hard work, and we don't give anything easy. And I just think that just showed up in the course of those 3 days, that all that grit and everything else.
It can be such an individual sport, but what's that like when your teammates are going off alongside you?
It means everything. I love my guys, and just having them to the left and right of me, they're supporting me win or lose, picking me up whenever I lose, and picking me up whenever I win. You know, I just love them to death, and I just can't even put into words how much they mean to me.
I was talking to Ridge about it was really cool to see your teammates right there on the floor for Brock and you and Ridge. How special was that, and what does that say about this program? I mean, you guys are just so invested in one another.
Yeah, it was amazing. I think I got like 5 pictures on my phone of just them giving me a big hug, and I was just like, dang, like a lot of teams don't have that culture, and we have that. And just for them to be there right when I walked off the mat, it put a smile on my face. I loved it. They loved it.
I want to ask you specifically about Chris Minto and what he was able to do, because he caught a lot of attention, and it was cool to see a couple moments that you guys had interacting with each other. What can you say about what he did and his potential moving forward?
He's an animal. I was telling people before he was in the lineup, like, Christopher Minto, they were like, who's this guy? I'm like, you're going to see. Like, once he goes out there, he's gonna show you who he is, and he put a smile on my face. I love that dude to death, and he's going to be great. He's going to be the next great one. I promise.
Okay, so Ridge was saying that after he won, he's trying to like check out when he's doing interviews to see how you were doing. Did you see him win, and how much did that fire you up?
My nerves, my stomach I was real nervous because I was pacing back and forth, trying not to watch him, and I was like, man, I gotta watch him win this. But I was trying to stay focused on my match and zone in, but I just couldn't look away. It was so exciting seeing him win. I love him to death, and for him to get that title, I know how much it means to him.
Did it kind of give some fuel to your fire? I mean, did it pump you up going into yours?
Yeah, absolutely. I turned around and like gave a little fist bump, and I was like, yeah, I gotta win this thing now since he won it. Come on.
So the first two national champions is 1984. How special is that for you and Ridge to be able to do some things that hadn't been done here in a while?
It's insane. 1984, and now fast forward 2025, like it's crazy. I can't put the words. Like it's honestly insane. It's insane.
I asked Ridge about this, but what is it about this group that you guys were able to do things that hadn't been done here in a long time, or if ever?
I would just say, just go back to our belief, just falling back on that, and just having faith in everything that we've done, and we put in all the work in the summer and leading up to the whole entire season. I just think it just showed those 3 days, and I know how hard we worked, and nobody else really sees it, but we know genuinely deep down, and so that's why we have that belief and the faith.
Ridge said there was a time last summer you got kicked out because you were actually probably doing too much and you needed a rest. Coach Manning told you, hey, you need to pull back a little bit. So how much does it go back to that last year and how hungry you were, that hunger that you felt after last season?
I just think Manning, he's the smartest guy in the wrestling room. So whatever he tells me, man, I'm gonna do it. And I think that honestly worked in my favor. Just taking those few days off the mat, it just made me built that fire back up in me, and I was just ready to go, ready to get back on the mat.
What has it been like, the reaction from Husker Nation? You talked about the social media. You guys had a big welcoming party. Just what has that been like to experience that?
It's honestly insane. I think I seen a picture that I can't remember who posted it. It was me getting out of the car and just seeing all the fans there. I've never seen a smile so big on my face. I was cheesing super hard. I love the fans. They're the tremendous support system they have for us, and I love them to death.
You're talking to you guys throughout this year. I mean, you just mentioned Coach Manning, but this coaching staff, how important have they been to the success that you guys have been able to achieve this year?
They're everything. They're the ones that give us the belief, and then we just got to go out there and show it on the mat. But Snyder, Tervel, James, Manning, they just continue putting that belief into our minds and trusting that we'll go out there and do our thing.
So I was telling Ridge there was at one point that the announcers on ESPN were saying, when is the last time Nebraska lost a match? What was that like when you guys are just firing off and everybody's winning?
It was crazy. I think we were ahead of Penn State at one time, and I was like, nobody even thought we would be even in the top 5, and now we're first place after that. I think it was after Minto's match. We were in first place. It was insane. It didn't feel real. It was like we just couldn't lose. It was something about it, something in the water. We couldn't lose. Something in that water.
So you're coming back. You got a lot of talent coming back that, you guys got a lot of valuable experience this year. How excited are you about, the potential of moving forward with this group of guys coming back and the guys you're going to be adding in?
I'm extremely confident. I think we can go. I think we can go win the thing next year. Absolutely, with the people coming back. I think we're only losing Ridge and Caleb, and I think we have some guys that can fill in those shoes, and we can do some very special things.
Pretty motivating. I mean, I got to imagine after you taste that, you want to taste it again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish I could go wrestling right now. I want another one. So
I think it's okay if you take some time off.
yeah, maybe. Maybe.